King Charles III was crowned in a coronation ceremony, alongside Queen Camilla, earlier this month, but he took the throne as king following the death of his mother last year. Now PR expert and Go Up's chief executive Edward Coram James has spoken to Express.co.uk about the change in Charles' current public ratings, offering the 5 key reasons as to why it's improved in recent weeks. 1. The give him a chance effect. The first reason is likely due to people wanting to give him a chance, particularly as members of the royal family are not normal political leaders. Mr. Coram James said, leaders are often recipients of increased goodwill in the immediate aftermath of them taking power. People want them to do well, and want to give them a chance. For political leaders, this goodwill effect often wanes over time. He added, members of the royal family do not have to make the kinds of life-altering decisions that can make political leaders lose that afterglow. If Charles is able to avoid scandal, I would expect this popularity bounce to remain, and probably to increase over time as his own PR machine kicks it up a gear. Princess Kate wears 2 sets of incredible earrings this week with £814 price difference too. The rally around the flag effect. The next reason is the public's decision to rally around the royal family, particularly in light of claims from his youngest son Prince Harry and Meghan. The PR expert said, when a leader is attacked, there are usually 2 different public reactions. If they deem the attacks to be reasonable, then the leader can expect to see a decrease in popularity. However, if the attacks are deemed to be inflated or unreasonable, then the leader/recipient of such attacks appears to be the victim, and his or her popularity will usually rise as the public rallies around them in support. This has happened here. He added that many members of the public sympathized with the king, as well as respecting his decision to rise above them by not punching back. He continued, this has made him more popular. Meghan and Harry's relationship timeline in pictures as they celebrate 5 years married. 3. The we know him better effect. The next involves the amount of time which has passed since the king's heightened scandals, such as his issues with his first wife, the late Princess Diana. Over the last almost 3 decades, the public have warmed more to the king, allowing them to give him another chance. Coram James said, Charles has been a known entity for many years, and for a good number of those years, due to the fallout from the issues surrounding the late Diana, Princess of Wales, he was broadly unpopular. But, enough time has passed since then that people have broadly decided to give him another chance. They were waiting to see how he would step into the enormous shoes left by his mother. In seeing the transition happen, the public has felt that they have gotten to know Charles better. And, in getting to know him better, and within the context of his new role, the public broadly likes what they see. 4. Events like the late Queen's funeral and King Charles' coronation. The next reason is likely down to the recent royal events, such as the late Queen's funeral, as well as the coronation earlier this month. The PR expert claimed that the royal family are never more popular than when they put on a show. He added, nearly every time there is a big royal celebration, be it a jubilee, a royal wedding or a funeral, the popularity of the principals increases. Data from opinion polling and focus groups has shown that the British public loves the tradition and spectacle on display, with the pomp and pageantry associated with major royal parades. To put it simply, it gives a sense of national identity, belonging, connection to ancestors and good old-fashioned fairy tales. He then went on to specifically state some events such as the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, the Queen's funeral and now the new King's coronation, which he said have all come in quick succession, and have been some of the most visually spectacular examples of royal clout and British pageantry ever. He continued, and the British public, and global public to that matter, have reacted with approval. Yes, there is not enough data yet from the coronation itself, but we can safely assume, based on the polling from the aforementioned funerals and jubilees, that it will have created the same polling bounce for Charles. 5. Lastly, as the King. The PR expert said, this factor should not be underplayed. For all of the other elements at play here, perhaps the biggest is the simple fact that Charles is now king. And the British public as a whole still supports and is enthusiastic about the monarchy as an institution. He added, as king, Charles represents everything that a lot of Brits feel proud about when it comes to their national identity. He is the living symbol of everything from the Union Jack and the Beatles, to Aston Martins and James Bond. Yes, as a nation we have out many issues, past and present. But, we're also quite a cool nation whose arts and culture has affected the world. Charles and the senior royals are, quite literally, the living embodiment and outward display of Britishness. As king, unless he goes and does something really stupid, has always going to enjoy a stable base of popularity and support for that reason alone.